Willie D Live.
Can I ask you something?
Come on with it.
All right. We call it the wicked shit in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
People call it horrorcore. You know what I mean? Now, I was exposed to, and for anybody who don't know, the wicked shit of horrorcore is rappers rapping about fantasy horror. You know what I mean? Things, anything supernatural or something of fantasy, like a horror movie or something. You know what I mean? Anything along those lines.
Exaggerated violence.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I was exposed to horrorcore, or as we call it, the wicked shit, by the Geto Boys. The first horrorcore song I ever heard was Assassins.
Yeah.
By the original Geto Boys.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny C. Prince Johnny
That's
C.
right, Prince Johnny C.
Yeah.
And okay, as far as I know, okay, with respect to Gangsta Nip, that is, if MC Shan is the first trace of gangster rap, right? If that's what they say, that's what people say. That's where Ice-T heard it, and such is what they say. Okay. The earliest trace I know to the wicked shit, to horrorcore, to whatever, is Prince Johnny C's writing of Assassins, which, by all speculation, unless I'm wrong, okay, may have influenced Gangsta Nip. But I don't know him anything. That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I haven't. You know what? I never asked Nip that, but Nip did come after Geto Boys, so I think that's a fair assessment. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that we have to form a committee to figure out the answer to that. Yeah. GB. We started the horror rap. But guys like you, y'all got your own thing. Y'all figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Even though you guys may have been influenced, you figured out how to find your own lane and do your own thing. And so when you hear Insane Clown Posse, you hear Insane Clown Posse, and that's the, in my opinion, that is the sign of a great artist when you can take a little here, take a little something over here, take a little ingredient over here, take something from over here, and then next thing you know, you put it all together, and now you got your own thing, and that's what y'all did. Like, I appreciate, what I'm saying, and I really do appreciate you giving us credit, because a lot of guys, they'll get it and be like, nah, I just woke up like this, I just I did this all on my own, ain't nobody influenced me, blah, blah, blah. But I've never had a problem with giving people the credit that they deserve, it don't take nothing from me, people gonna think what they think about me anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So what you guys did to take the game and basically take it to another level and do y'all thing and get in y'all lane, create y'all lane, and thereby create a whole different lane and opportunities for others to follow, because there are people out there that follow you guys that didn't even know about Geto Boys, and then you guys tell them about us, and then they say, okay, well, let me go check this out too.
You can say they do now. Yeah.
So it's a disservice, to me as an artist, to try to, take a dump on those who come after me that may have influenced me, that may have been influenced by my art in some kind of way. I take it as a badge of honor. yeah, man, I look at what you guys have done, and you know, I'm actually honored, that I played a role, some kind of role, a small role, in what you guys have been able to
A
accomplish.
big role,
Because
bro.
y'all have done something.
You
What y'all
know,
doing is dope.
you know what the Ghetto Boys have done for
Yeah,
us, man.
yeah,
That shit, that shit, like, as a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, that shit was worse than NWA. You know what I'm saying?
well, I wouldn't say worse, because that would imply that the NWA was bad.
No, no,
NWA,
no, no, no. You know what I mean by
not
by
bad
worse.
meaning bad, but
I
bad
meant
meaning
like
good.
these harder. I meant harder.
Well,
And I love NWA. Of course.
yeah, for me, you know, the horrorcore opened a different lane, but to say that GB was harder than NWA, it's gangster, it's gangster. Then you got gangster over here. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the who's harder is in my opinion is subjective. Some people think that Inclane Posse is harder. You know what I'm saying? Some people think Gangsta Nip is harder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh no, that's you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, like for me,
yeah.
that's what it was, though.
Yeah.
It was definitely like
Yeah.
that's how we looked at it. You know what I mean? And I wanted to have that kind of impact on people. You know what I mean? That sort of fear or that wonder, that bewilderment. Are they really like that?
Yeah.
Are they really like that? That as a kid, when I started rapping, that was my natural fucking want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my natural thing I wanted to do.
Before you started rapping, you were involved in some street activity?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you were born, you were brought to Berkeley. Were you brought to Berkeley when you were born, or Berkeley, Michigan?
Yeah. No. I was born in Berkeley.
Okay.
Pretty much. I was born in Royal Oak, but yeah, I think we lived in Berkeley at the time. Yep.
Berkeley is a pretty nice community. That's a pretty nice area of town, wouldn't you? I mean, they say it's a good place to live. Is it still a good place to live?
Sure. Yeah.
How you go from this good place to live to being in the streets and joining gangs?
Shit. Listening to too much NWA. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you're playing NWA and not us. Okay. All right. Okay. So you're out here and you're getting involved in gangster activities and stuff, and then reportedly, allegedly, your rivals go and shoot your mama house up.
No. They didn't shoot it up.
Well, what they do?
They just rocked it up. They smashed the car with rocks and shit, and put rocks through the windows.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah. Now it's time to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you take off to North Carolina.
Yeah.
You go down to live with Robert.
Yeah.
Now, was Robert in the Army?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all living on the base. Y'all living a few miles away from the base.
Yeah. My brother
Fort
put
Bragg.
me up with a guy to live with a guy in a trailer. He had a back room to a trailer. He was living in there. He was like an older dude, and he looked like I think he just married his cousin or something. For real, he had a young ass 15-year-old looking cousin that they just got married, and they had an extra room in the back of the trailer, and that's where I was staying.
Are you writing raps at the time?
No, not when I'm out there.
Okay, but it was in North Carolina where you first got your taste of open racism, right?
Yeah.
And this is what influences you to have a vendetta against bigots in your lyrics.
Yeah, start with the dude I'm living with.
Started with the dude you're living with.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, you know what I mean? Just hearing all that, in open, it wasn't like that in my house growing up. It wasn't like that around any of my friends. By the time I was 13 maybe, I lived in like a mixed neighborhood. You know what I mean? Nobody was talking like that. You know what I mean? And it was shocking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I came back and rap became my thing, I had like a vendetta against Rednecks, you know, and the rebel flag and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.